Good evening, free enterprise fans, and welcome to tonight's race between PlumeriaKnight and Pyre. My name is Xenocat. I am joined here in the booth tonight by Inven. How are you doing, Inven?
Doing pretty well, doing pretty well. Excited about this match tonight. We got a really good 2-0 match here coming at us from the Yellow Dragon group. Pyre and PlumeriaKnight, both undefeated, but that won't last much longer tonight.
No, one of these runners is going to have to take their first loss of the tournament tonight. Uh, Although I'd be hard pressed to say which one that's going to be at this point.
Oh yeah, lots of ups and downs in this tournament. With the 6 out of 8 goals, one little check can gate a whole lot, and it's really impossible to tell. What we can tell you is we have a Kane hero tonight, and that, of course, opens up plenty of fun little options in seeds. You can have good weaponry from the start. You have a great tool, a great character for getting your grind on later. But he is a little bit of a speedster, which, what's that going to cause for our runners on this Sea Hero seed?
Well, Kane is one of the faster characters, which means that we're not going to be able to do a lot of the agility tricks that our runners love to do with some of the slower characters. Basically, whoever your hero is, their ATB is going to fill up in 5 ticks every time. Everyone else's ATB is calculated relative to that character. So if you have a slower character, you can end up with everyone's ATB filling up real fast. With a faster character as your hero, you're going to struggle to get some of your other characters' ATBs to fill up.
Absolutely. Our poor little black mages, Palom and Rydia, will have a difficult time getting their turns in. Our white mages, Porum and Rosa, they will be itching for some agility boosting gear by the end of the seed.
Absolutely.
As for the objectives tonight, let's see. How many ones do we have gated by darkness? I believe I'm counting 3. White Spear Altar, Murasame Altar, and Cave Bahamut. And none of the others are a double dip, it looks like.
That's what I see as well. We got 3 moon altars, Barren Basement, 1 for the Pan, 1 for the Luca Key, Pinktail and Hook, and Legend and Adamant.
So Darkness Crystal, absolutely essential. We're not going to have a seed where somehow you're in go mode and you get to use the path door and you have to find a grind on the blue planet. But of course, those are all kind of scattered throughout the moon. Cave Bahamut off on its own, Murasame Altar at the top, White Sphere Altar near the bottom. So what other key items we find and when we find them may inform our runners' routing. They may even get their choice of which of those to complete in the long run.
Oh, absolutely. And with Kane Hero, there's always the chance we get the fabled Abel's Lance.
Oh, right. That's one of the Final Fantasy IV advanced weapons that you can get when Supersmith is on or Sea Hero is on. And it enables a grind that we've not seen a lot of this tournament. The D machine grind, which you got to have weak for, and Abel's Lance is the only way you're getting it on these seeds without grinding a Black Mage to level 40 aught something.
48 for both of them, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. Which at that point, you've kind of already grinded.
Yeah, at that point, you're so close to nuke, you don't need to worry about it. We did see that we are starting with a Yang as a second character and a Rat Tail.
Mm-hmm. Yang, of course, strength. His entire potency chiefly depends on his level. He has a different damage algorithm from everyone. He won't do a lot early game, but he is so useful on these flags when you're going to be at the end game. You may not have amazing spears or holy swords, and you just need someone to punch really hard.
Yeah, he is really great in that we don't need a lot of gear for him. There's gear that's helpful, absolutely, but he doesn't really need anything to hit very hard in the end game. I do want to mention we did find a Dwarfax on Pyre's side in this watery pass. What does that do?
So the back row glitch is in the vanilla game of Final Fantasy IV, and it's a flag you can toggle in Free Enterprise. And if a character is ever placed in the back row and gets that flag activated, the game doesn't know how to turn it off. The Dwarfax is the only weapon without doing certain wacky modes that lets Kane be in the back row. Yeah, you can always jump with him back there, but being able to just zerk him or just hold A to get his turn quicker can be pretty handy, and that'll give him a lot more staying power if we don't have heavy armor for him.
Indeed. It's also does bring his agility down a little bit. It's not going to be enough to really want to use on him long term necessarily, but if we just happen to be just a little bit faster than we'd like, it can take us down just a little bit.
Yeah. Other notable gear found, a couple of long blades in there. If we see Edge, he'll be happy to have those. But PlumeriaKnight actually found both a Blizzard Spear and a Poison Axe up in Damcian. So a little more direct utility on the Kane for now, even if Pyre has a couple of pretty cool tools in his kit too.
Yeah, I do think I like the Dancing Dagger that Kane starts with a little bit better just for the beginning of this seed, but...
And we do see that our partner Yang started with a Thunderclaw, one of the better ones to start with. There are a lot of enemies with notable thunder weaknesses, like this turtle when it has the water wall up. Kenatsu gains a thunder weakness during that phase of the fight.
Yeah, this turtle is going to be very nice, and we do see that the turtle is guarding a Rydia, so we've already gotten one of our black mages.
Yeah, Rydia, with the changes that came in Free Enterprise 4.6, you can actually find even Bahamut orbs lying around in certain loose chests. You don't even have to fight monsters for them. So that might motivate a trip to Eblin just for looting. Or, of course, you can just leave her on the ground and wait until you have a grind ready to give her nuclear power overwhelming.
Yeah, having Rydia in the party also heavily incentivizes Dwarf Castle once our runners get underground, because Rydia can also learn Bahamut naturally from growing up.
Yeah, absolutely. We did see that PlumeriaKnight pulled a Legend Sword, so that's one half of the first objective. And, we were talking about the Abel's Lance earlier. That objective is how Kane can get a Supersmith weapon, maybe Abel's Lance, maybe any number of other things. I hope we get to see the Forge this seed. I feel that I've been missing those in the seeds I've been watching.
Yeah, there have been many races that have gone without forging, just because forging does require 2 key items that cannot possibly lead to any other key items.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always nice when you get it early.
Yeah, here we go. Plumeria now challenging the turtle. Going to flip back to that Blizzard Spear. When there's not a water wave up, well, ice weakness. And let's see. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
500 damage this early in the game is not shabby. Not shabby.
Not at all. Pyre is taking a little bit of time just to use some summon orbs he got. Worth noting, he does have access to the Sylph summon. I don't believe the Sylph glitch is on in this tournament, though.
It's not. So you don't get to cast the spell for free, but it's still pretty handy early on, especially if you get some magic boosting gear on Rydia. Heals the party, penetrates enemies who use Reflect status. Very useful summon, if a bit long in the animation.
But it's going to do more damage than anything else we have access to at this point.
Runner's doing a little crisscross applesauce. Turtle dies on PK's side. I abbreviate PlumeriaKnight to PK, but there is another community member whose name is PK, so don't be confused if I try to shorten things. Sorry.
It's okay. That PK is not in the tournament.
Yeah, there's only one actually playing in Zemus Zone 6, so there we go.
It was funny seeing Yang on Pyre's side taking out himself.
Yeah, usually kind of torn on when you want to see the karate fight. Later in the game, at certain spots, it can dish out, of course, thousands of damage per hit and kick. But on the converse, if you have Cecil, you can one-shot it after the third, right before the second kick comes out, or afterwards. So, kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, karate can be really rude, or very free, depending on if you have Cecil in your party.
Yeah, and likewise, Kenatsu at an early game spot's really nice. You don't want to fight it at a, 65,000 HP spot when its wave's doing 4 to 6% of of its current
please
HP
no.
total.
We've seen that already in this tournament. We don't need it in this race. But it looks like our runners are meeting up after doing the Hobbs and Antlion checks at this Fagul defense check.
Plague here is probably going to be another slight advantage to PlumeriaKnight. Does take double damage from spears, but probably both runners are going to be able to chew through this HP total here without having to do anything complicated, without having to kill and revive a character.
Yeah, both runners do have that self-summon.
Although, maybe I'm being a touch optimistic. Ah, there we go, okay. Down on PK's side. But
Yeah,
Pyre with... Okay.
That was close.
Yeah, and Pyre doesn't have a spear. Still lands for about 6 hundo on the Plague.
I think this self-cast should do it. And all of that just for a crystal helmet.
Yeah, but we get a full heal both before and after the fight. Rydia gains some much-needed levels to get her her stats going and being able to survive more than, you know, a soft punch. So yeah, good getting through that fight for both runners here.
And Plumeria is going to immediately turn that into money.
The crystal helmet does have a little more utility than a lot of the other crystal gear, since it actually gives the same elemental resistances as Dragoon armor. But we've not even seen Cecil yet, so spend it if you got it.
Yeah, it's nice to have. It's not a need to have.
Yeah. Let's see. Plumeria heading to Baron, it looks like. Pyre gonna follow suit, or are we gonna see an Ordeals divergence?
I think we're seeing Ordeals.
All right.
First,
Kane is... Okay.
first real bit of divergence here. I mean, Hobbs and Antlion was a divergence, but they evened out, and oh hi, it's a gauntlet.
Very annoying gauntlet, but you will get rewarded with a white mage. The danger here, of course, is what if the second fight is one that your team is not quite prepared for after sitting through all 5 of these encounters.
Yep. We do get to see a whole host of fish invading the Baron, and these enemies are taken from the Baron waterway instead of right outside Baron, because if they were taken from right outside Baron, any light breeze could knock them over.
True, true. I do see that Plumeria bought an extra stack of Thor Rages. This will definitely be useful. Not every enemy here has a Thunder weakness, but just to have a little additional AoE on the team. The Blizzard Sphere will hit a lot of weaknesses here, but even its split damage gets a little rough. But we have the tools to make this pretty reasonable.
Yeah, no, this isn't going to be too bad of a gauntlet. Meanwhile, we do see Evil Wall at the first spot of Ordeals. Honestly, a very nice spot for Evil Wall.
Oh yeah, this spot has basically no physical attack power to speak of. Very happy to see the wall here instead of somewhere later. Yeah, and going Ordeals here also not so bad. You can always get a little stonewalled at the second spot if there's certain enemies there like Valvalis, but Kane typically does not fear the Mirror Chamber solo fight on Sea Hero seats.
No, especially with that Dancing Dagger, we're very likely going to be just fine. PlumeriaKnight is holding back on those Thor Rages for this fight because we have some fish that like to absorb thunder.
Yep, the Elect Fish annoyingly absorb thunder and are flying. So a lot of the ordinary tools that you'd use here, like, you know, maybe the Quake spell or an Earth Hammer or these Thor Rages, no. But Blizzard Spear doing its job.
Yep, and who are those Elect Fishes trying to get elected? None other than Senator Crocodile. They're election fish.
I know they're election fish.
That's clearly what that stands for.
More More watery beings over on the other side. Water hag here. No real, like, Plague is probably the nastiest boss we've seen anywhere in the overworld so far.
Yeah, this
So,
has been a very tame overworld.
both runners just living the easy life for now. We'll let you know when something egregious gets in their way.
Maybe it'll be behind this gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean, Sylph will help out a lot here. I do like that Plumeria's been saving those Rydia MP. Gonna burn some here, though, wants to top the team off before the next fight. Like, you don't want to run into Ogo Pogo at the second spot and everyone immediately lose half their max health when you're below half your max health.
Yeah. But it is time for Kain to face his inner demons. What will they be?
Oh, we do have a sparkle in the inn. Which one is it?
Oh no, my god. Well, we found the rudeness. Apparently Cecil is also Kain's inner demon.
That, honestly, it explains so much.
It really does.
Pyre here going to use vanilla speedrun strats, throwing a dancing dagger over and over rather than getting to and listening to the speech.
Did also get a twin harp out of that non-ordeals, so Pyre can go do music if he wants.
Yeah, not on the list of objectives this seed, but it is a K main check, and it's one of those that if you really know your opponent, you can kind of figure out if that's the kind of check they like to make or like to fade. It is very long. I'm sure that Pyre is just hoping that that's going to be the only way underground. Remove the choice from the equation.
I was about to say, we have not found our way underground yet, so unless it's behind this Ogopogo, we may have to go through that harp check.
Sylph doing good work on Plumeria's side, even though it does eat a 1/4 HP counter. Ordeal was definitely doing enough damage to heal that up, so it was still a value positive proposition each cast there.
Yes, and we get an Earth Crystal out of the Baron Inn, so we have another very long check that we can do to find underground access.
Yeah, and chat noting our tracker, Side Marshal, noting that we do have an early Treasury here, which, you know, after looting it, we may just be done looting this seed. Depends on what we get. But there are definitely a lot of weapons that Kain would love to find here, and lots of stat boosters that Porum and Rydia would both like to see.
Absolutely, and it does not surprise me at all that Plumeria is headed straight for that Treasury.
Yeah, even if Plumeria wants to go up Ordeals instead of up this tower, looting this can accelerate that process significantly.
It looks like Pyre is going to have a little bit of slower gauntlet just with a Flame Spear instead of that Blizzard Spear, but still has those AoE options available, so isn't going to be too bad.
Well, that was a pretty good first item in here. Leviathan Summon. Oh, but second Leviathan Summon. Ogre Axe, it's not like the dream weapon, but it's really useful on this flag set where we're likely to fight Knack Giants for our grind. But yeah, PK's Rydia is about to start doing work.
Absolutely. I did see a bandana in there, which will be nice for one of the Zerkers, and a ninja sword, which is very nice if we find Edge.
But we are walking back out. Is this just to save, or... I guess we'll know in a minute.
We're going to go ahead and equip that bandana and that headband. Give our Zerkers a little bit more strength.
Yeah, I think there was... Yeah, there's also, let's see, Diamond and Samurai Shield, so... Kain now being with a one-handed axe could also put one of those on, if need be.
Yeah, and I missed the other piece of edge gear we got in the Treasury, that full moon.
Ooh, yeah.
That's one of 2 weapons that lets Edge hit from the back row, and it's basically a longsword that's slightly less accurate.
Yeah, and a little longer animation time. Also,
Oh,
the
yes.
ninja shirt sitting here, very fun piece of gear. Early free Enterprise days, we kind of poo-pooed it because it just gives an agility bonus instead of a strength bonus like the black belt gi, the karate shirt, and the power shirt do. But that thing has such ridiculous evade and magic defense and evade that it really gives Edge staying power if you don't have him over leveled to oblivion. I say staying power in terms of not dying in end-game combats, not in terms of you're keeping them in your party or not, by the way. I'm just
Yes.
saying you will not, be a wet paper bag if you have ninja armor on. There we go.
Yep, and it does look like Plumeria is headed over to Ordeals to go even out that check, as Pyre is just getting into his Ogopogo fight.
Yeah, I bet Pyre will be pretty happy to see the Earth Crystal here. Just because even though Rydia will know Warp here, Porum won't know Exit yet, and thus going to Cave Magnus when you're possibly having to take the long way out is very unpleasant. Also unpleasant, though, is walking into the Ogopogo fight below half health. This is very dangerous.
Thank goodness Kane has armor.
Pyre might not have this, but I believe we saw a Drain Sword. And though it'll do less damage than the current weapon, it would kind of secure the bag here.
I think Kane is just fast enough that we don't need to worry about that.
Okay. I love it whenever you actually see a proper use for the Drain Sword, though.
Yes, but we're jumping 3 times to every big wave.
Yeah, so it's fine, I guess.
We can just jump so fast that Ogo doesn't get to do things.
And there's the good question mark use for Pyre.
I mean, it's a white mage. A white mage is always good. Leviathan did save Plumeria a lot of time on that Evil Wall fight. Not going to be able to save any time on this Water Hag fight.
That is pretty funny that this fight here does render that kind of irrelevant. And I was right, there is a Drain Sword there. Well, there was a Drain Sword there.
We sold it. Oh well.
I really like this. This is a very important thing to do that Pyre just did. He knows he's about to loot the Treasury and is thus cleaning out his inventory before going there. You don't want to see the inventory boss menu pop up 2 or 3 times while you're doing this. You want to be able to grab it all and then think about what you got while you're heading to your next location.
Absolutely. And because he knows he has money, I'm gonna go ahead and check these Troya shops, which had a selection of items.
Some of them have niche uses, but probably not on Zemus own Six Flags.
There's a couple of those that you could use in specific situations that are not likely to happen.
Now, this surprises me. Did our runners find exit doors earlier and I just didn't see
I
them?
don't think so. And it looks like Pyre is realizing, wait a minute, I don't have exit.
Yeah, he's realizing the same thing. Also, he hadn't done the Treasury yet.
That too. We would like to do the Treasury first.
There are a couple good reasons to hold off on taking that Chocobo.
Like, I get it. It kind of makes sense from an overworld routing perspective of doing the harp into the Tower of Zot, because the Tower of Zot takes you back to Baron. And the harp doesn't do that, and you can do both of these Troya checks very conveniently in that order, but I'm pretty sure exit will save more time than that little bit of optimization would.
Oh, yeah. But there's also just sometimes that you get in the mindset of, I never want to come back to Troya again until I'm on my way to Zeromus. But yeah, I would just be thinking, I want exit. Let's just leave it a little bit longer.
Though it does look like Pyre's walking out after the Treasury.
Well, this may be a situation of just wanting to equip just in case something goes terribly wrong at, the Flame Dog fight, for instance, if you decide to take it. But yeah, we'll see which way he takes this from here. Oh, Okay.
And yeah, that's a walk to Harp. We do have the warp spell, so this isn't the worst.
Yeah, I just think that, if there is, say, Rosa at the top of Zot here, or like, I don't know if Porum would get to the exit spell just from the 2 fights at the top of the tower. But if Rosa's up there, she will learn it innately by activating those cutscenes. So
Yeah, I don't think. Well, even if you take the Magnus experience into account, I think Porum would learn it if she's up for all 3 fights.
mm-hmm.
She wouldn't learn it till you got through this fight in Cave Magnus, but she would get it, I think, because that's roughly 22,000 experience.
And Plumeria here is going out of his way to a few less visited overworld shops. Went to Silvera, which normally we only have to go there if we're going. Like, the only reason to be in that neighborhood normally is to turn in a tail. But did check the item shop, and it's come to Kaipo. We do find the life pots, the guaranteed life potions in the overworld, here in the middle of the desert.
And I believe we did see a twin in the bed. I missed which one it was, but that's good information for later.
I'll hit that clip button and take a look-see while we're waiting on the Dark Elf to do its sordid business. Did we actually see a bear command used while we were waiting? That's cute.
Yes. Oh, bear command.
It's great because sometimes it doesn't even work. If you don't see the spell animation, it didn't actually work.
That's wonderful.
I think that was actually Ed. No, you're right. Wow, that was a very brief look. I think you're right. I think it was a twin, but music. You're right. I'm shutting up.
Yes, it is time for music.
Quick question though. So Plumeria has also followed this path. Did Plumeria find exits in any of those extra item shops?
Didn't see exits in any of those extra shops.
So I guess both runners just committing to the warp spell life.
I guess. This is not our underground access. That's just a Luca key, which is an objective.
Yeah, is an objective, but you definitely feel a little like, I mean, I guess, yeah, it is objective. If that were not an objective, both runners would probably be very grumbly at that outcome. Like, ugh, I spent how much time for this?
Yeah, but at least it's something.
Yeah, we do see a rapid fire warp spells coming out on Pyre's side to get the heck out of here.
And now
And
music is going to happen again.
one more time. Plumeria did kindly showcase just how absurd the magic defense at this spot is. That Leviathan doing only about 600-ish damage to the king and queen.
And showcasing the impressive lagginess that is the Leviathan summon, and specifically the crystal floor background.
It
It's
is,
extra laggy here for no reason.
yeah, it's very strange that that one does that to it when the other backgrounds do not.
It is only a tiny bit, but we do find a CPU here on Pyre's side, up at the first spot of the Tower of Zot.
Yeah, kind of surprised we're not seeing Sylph summons used here. I know that, well, Pyre's Rydia currently has a Dragon Whip equipped. Oh, okay, flipping it over. Uh,
Yeah,
Sylph does go through the wall, yeah.
let's get that Dragon Whip off so that we can cast spells and let Sylph fly.
And it may seem that PlumeriaKnight's a little behind here, but remember he has been to like 3 more item shops looking for goodies and did find those life potions, which are pretty important for the grind on this flag set.
Absolutely. A lot of our grind is dependent on using those life potions to get extra experience out of the grind. So having those is very good. And oh my goodness, there's that Leviathan.
Lagaathan. Lag.
So much lag, but it's so much damage.
Yeah, because of how the program draws the frames on the floating enemies in concert with the waves.
Yes, it's the Leviathan waves together with the floating of the CPU is a recipe for disaster. Don't like Leviathan versus anything that bobs up and down is a bad time for lag.
Taking a quick safety save, don't blame Pyre after the time consumed there. Duplicate Porum up here, won't be adding a character via that one. And Odin at Dwarf Castle 2.
That is great information for when we get to Dwarf Castle. Odin is not a terrible boss to see at the second spot.
Yeah, we'll be a little punchy before, but we have a Thunderclaw already on Yang, and that is
oh
edge.
Boy. That is an edge we already have all the weapons we need for.
Yeah, he is going to come very well equipped. Like, if you have an edge starting hero, it can be kind of annoying to actually find respectable weaponry, but this seed has provided.
He's coming with a Charm Claw. Let's get that off of him. He does not need a Charm Claw.
Nope. And it equips the Full Moon briefly, just to put the back row glitch on, but given that it is roughly the same as a Long Blade, gonna go with the better accuracy and the shorter animation.
Yeah, no reason to leave that Full Moon equipped unless this is Mylon Z. And only Mylon Z.
Very cute use of the Lilith Rod as an item on Plumeria's side to still MP from the attacker so that he can cast Sylph with Rydia again. Burned a little too much MP with the, Leviathan even. Burned some MP earlier in Cave Magnus after all.
Yeah, very nice use there. What's that attacker doing with MP anyway?
I think all enemies have an MP pool that is set to be a percentage of their HP pool, even though they don't actually use MP for casting spells, they just do it anyway. But it's still there if you need to steal it.
Of course. See, that makes me feel much better about using the Lilith Rod to steal MP from enemies, because that's all it's there for.
Yeah, that's true. They're not using it.
They're
Might
not
as well.
using it. Why can't it be mine? Pyre taking down Baigen relatively easily at the second spot. We're gonna see whether we have which kind of underground access we have, or if we need to do Baron Castle.
Also not seen D-Mist yet, and I don't think either runner peaked Waterfall or Mistcave.
This is true.
I would peak Waterfall in Mistcave. Oh, we have a rat tail we can turn into.
Yes, that is very nice. We may end up skipping the Mist Cave peak. I feel like if you're raising the hovercraft, you should peak Waterfall.
Yeah, while you're right here. And
Yeah.
Pyre will for us. There we go.
Wonderful.
Nope.
That's not a D-Mist.
Leviathan there. One fewer uses for the Thunderclaw. The seed. It is kind of, I have enjoyed watching our runners figure out how to sort their teams here because of the whole Sea Hero situation, Kane being fast, Edge being even faster, and they both settled on the exact same party arrangement, which makes me think it's probably the correct one with runners of this caliber.
Yep, Edge is the fastest, so he goes in the middle, and then Kane goes next, and then Young needs to be in the front row.
Still would love to see a Heroine Robe or a Crystal Ring for Porum, just to get her a little further ahead in the queue, so she can get the Zerking going on here. Love the Berserk spell in FF4.
Berserk is so good. Pyre found the Kamikaze shop in Silvera.
Yeah. Might have the main use for the. I mean, there are a few niche uses for those.
They exist.
Yeah, speeding up the Dark Elf fight at Magnus, skipping certain crumbles on enemies, guaranteeing that the party members you want to be dead are dead for the.
Oh, like it's the Baron key.
Yeah. Did you want to go underground this seed? Oh, you gotta. I mean, you could take the hook route. You could just go, but
You could go, or you could do Baron because Baron Basement is an objective anyway.
yeah, and you might as well know what you're dealing with there in case you need further preparation to deal with it.
I can't wait for it to be D-Mist at King Queen anyway. With the Magma Key.
That would be good. Oh no! Get back here, you shop owner! Where are you running?
He came back. I do appreciate that there's a couple shops in this game where the shops keep just doesn't actually want to sell you their wares.
They're like, I'm on break. Come back in 15 minutes.
Like, I know this is my livelihood, but I'm just gonna go walk around a little bit back here. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, and Scythe pointing out in chat that Plumeria seems to be leaving Rydia down. Given that we've added Edge to the team, I don't think that's that out of the question. Letting Rydia fall 5 levels behind now, so she gets slingshot experience from a grind later. Like, yes, her Leviathan summon is really good damage, but Edge also being added to the team gives us access to pretty good damage.
Yeah, realistically, Edge can handle most of what we're going to be running into for a while.
And is this Ruby or Elements?
That looks like all 4.
Mm-hmm. Now, given how much damage that Ninja Star did, this Ogre Axe jump probably will bypass the second half of the fight.
I would expect it would.
Yeah. No turtle, no tornado, we're good.
And Blink for Porum, that's very nice.
Yeah, another really nice thing about this team is we do have Kane. the scariest fight to me that you could possibly have on this Baron Throne up here would otherwise be Valvalis. She gets 5 evade multipliers, so Edge might be up to 6 at this point, but Kayn, of course, negates all that threat. And it's not her anyway.
No, we have another Sparkle. It's Blarg.
Well, this is not the logical way underground. We know that now.
Right. Oh my
And
goodness, it's Blarg with Storm.
we actually have a nasty spell. That's great.
I mean, the
Well, I
nukes
guess
would... It doesn't kill anyone, and the nukes would take us out anyway.
That's true. Yang and Edge could probably survive one of the nukes. Yang because of the HP total, Edge because of the ninja shirt. So it looks impressive though.
Yes.
Nicely done, Wyvern. You looked real cool for a moment.
Plus, we got to see that very, very nice Storm animation that we never get to see in Free Enterprise.
Yeah, one of the main places you could see it would be if you cast Holy or Meteo on a Behemoth. And that's not a mistake that most people make twice.
I think if you leave elements in the Val phase for long enough, she does it too, but I can't remember if that we never see that.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I believe that is part of her script as well.
You have to leave her in Val phase for like 5 turns.
Yeah, and if you're taking that long in that fight, you have other issues. In other versions of Final Fantasy IV, Pale Dim uses it as part of its script, but not in the Famicom and SNES versions. It might be in the Famicom, Super Famicom, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, we got a nice easy Pale Dim that just punches.
And Doots.
And yes, and counter slows and has other counter attacks, and oh neat, it's the Pan, another objective.
Yeah, a minimum 2 objectives here in this Barren Castle. You love to see it. Pyre not going to heal. This looks to just be an information run. Who will I need to deal with down here later?
Yeah, there's not really any bosses left that we can just take out at this point with the levels that we have. We've already gone through King, Queen, and Water Hag.
Yeah, and chat pointing out that Pyre didn't take Cecil, it doesn't surprise me that much, because...
Sorry, we can win that fight.
Yeah, it's beatable. We have extra Star Veils, and the spell power here is very high enough for Golbez to knock himself out for us, so we'll even be doing this one before heading underground.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Cecil, the best weapon we've seen for him is the Ogre Axe that Kayn is currently using. And though cover strats are a thing, Edge and you can't get rid of Kayn, and Edge and Yang will be doing more damage in the long run. So I see leaving the Paladin at home. Now, if we get a Gigant Axe from the foraging, then I would consider doing some shenanigans to let both Kayn and Cecil use that in certain fights. Pyre has a total of 7 Star Veils. Yeah.
Plumeria opting to take that Cecil instead of Rydia.
We did see Plumeria working to leave Rydia dead at a couple spots, presumably for the sake of her getting 5 levels behind. This could be a temporary measure with the intent to pick her back up before doing a proper grind.
Absolutely. And who knows, the cover strats might be useful in the meantime.
Yeah. Not for this fight, though.
No, not for Golbez. Cover doesn't work on spells.
Yeah. I think the big thing for Pyre here is don't get fancy with it. Don't try to life other people up. Feel free to do some inventory management, but your Star Veils should last long enough here as long as Golbez isn't hitting someone without one who you just woke up. So patience is key here.
Yeah, this spot does a lot of damage, but doesn't have a lot of health.
Yeah, the spell's hitting for roughly 3,000, roughly 6,000, and roughly 3,500.
Yeah, Golbez is done.
Best part about that fight, didn't need to heal after it. You got hit by the Wyvern Storm, didn't even care.
Doesn't matter. We do get just a Charm Rod from this Baron basement, but more importantly, that's another object. That's our first objective.
Yeah. And Rudia, since Pyre does still have her around, will be very happy for the extra stat bonus.
Absolutely. Second best rod in the game is nothing to turn your nose at.
Exactly. Now, is Plumeria going to reset or just roll with the team as is here? It's a little risky, but if you win the 50-50 after the paralysis is lifted, you do just win outright, but you are sitting through this. It's a minor gamble. We'll see if it works out.
Yeah, Plumeria does not have Rydia anymore, so doesn't have access to Piggy.
And I don't think Porom knows size yet either.
No, she hasn't gotten that much experience yet.
Love to see the Piggy running through Cave Emblem.
I mean, why not?
Cabins are handy.
All
right.
Very, very good. Camping gear is by no means guaranteed, so it's really nice to see those. And mute knives.
Oh, yeah. Not seen a Sura or Maga Sisters yet. And Golbez guessed for game correctly. Went high.
Yep. Ooh, are we gonna see the Mysidia NPC?
Ooh. Nope,
No, we're
swapping
gonna see
characters.
Lydia, but that's okay.
I wonder if we're gonna swap, cast the spell, then swap back.
That would be great. I suppose this is, well, if we didn't have to revive Rydia, this would be faster.
Hey, let me borrow you just for a second.
Hey, hi, could you just turn Edge into a pig real quick? Thanks. You could stay here.
I would have turned the entire team into pigs myself. I guess Cecil wouldn't have been one, but I think that you're right. I think that the Mysidia lady's the slightly more elegant solution there, because you don't have to do the swap thing, and
You don't have to do the swaps. You get everyone turned into pigs.
Yeah, and now we're even taking an extra fight to knock the team off.
Just go talk to the Mysidia lady, and she turns your whole party into pigs, and then everything's fine.
Yeah, that's actually like high-key brilliant, and I love that, and I'm gonna keep that in mind in the future.
It is a very niche strat for exactly this situation. And only this situation where you know you have a Golbez and you don't have access to any of these spells in your party.
This is going to give a little more time to Pyre. Again, the big thing with the shopping that Plumeria has an advantage on is life pots. But this is giving quite a bit of time to Pyre here. We're going to probably see a pretty disparate timer at the pitfall leading underground.
Yep. Pyre is down to, I think, just 9 life potions. So we'll probably be looking for those before the grind. But definitely has a bit of a time advantage heading underground.
Yeah, is there anything even left in the overworld for Pyre? Like, eventually, I guess we could do a pink tail. We have the panned return later.
There's a mist cave check.
Right, D-Miss could still be in there. So we need to see... Well, no, never mind. We've already seen who the slot 2 fight here is, so... It would have been funny if Val was right here.
That would have been amazing.
It'd be like, oh.
Oh, I guess we gotta go back for vanilla D-Mist.
Yeah, at this point, our Eastern Rally in the chat pointing out that D-Mist with Darkness now is the most evil thing that could be at the vanilla location.
I mean, I would be here for that.
So let's see. Pyre is up to 3, 5, 8 key items. with a Feymarch freebie, a Sylph check, and 2 Sheila checks incoming.
I think we're gonna be fine on experience.
Yeah. Really looks like there's going to be a double XP happening before we end up grinding.
Yeah, the odds of not getting 2 key items from those 4 checks is fairly low. It's possible.
Yeah. And this is a gross annoying fight at Ruby.
Yep. Antlion wandered down here from the moon and decided he wanted to sit right here and make sure that no one gets underground.
Yeah. We have a decent selection of darts. Jump and Power Punch will not draw counters. Rydia would be nice here. Okay, we are picking her back up.
Yeah, getting Rydia up is worth the life potion.
Alright, is Plumeria gonna show us Vanilla Mist before chasing this hook route?
I mean, you're almost 50 minutes in and you haven't touched the hook route because the Harp, the Earth Crystal, and the Baron Key all showed up.
Yeah. So you don't have to feel that bad about it. Like, you have to reasonably assume that your opponent is also full clearing this.
Oh, absolutely. You got every single long check available to you before going underground. There's no checks. We did everything else, basically, except for peeking for D-Mist.
Which way are we flying? Nope, no D-Mist check.
Yeah, we don't need to check for D-Mist at Mist Cave. What are the odds of that?
Oh, this is cute. Pyre, having run out of desirable darts, has equipped double mute knife to power up Edge's ninja magic. It's clever. I like it.
Yeah, it works. Well, Allie, the odds were 1 out of 34 at the beginning of the seed, but now we've already seen a lot of spots where D-Mist isn't.
Including Dwarf Castle 2.
Yes. How many spots have we seen?
Might be easier to count how many we've not.
I mean, we've only seen all of the spots on the Overworld, except for the package and Mist Cave.
Plumeria here getting the annoying news.
Yeah, we've seen 18 bosses already, which means we're already over halfway. Wow. So yeah, we're down to a 1 in 16 chance. Honestly, with a 1 in 16 chance, I'm gonna go check that.
Absolutely. And PK here will have won't have the issues with the team falling over, because Cecil in the back row with heavy armor will cover for everyone. But without Rydia to do damage here, I think this is going to be a pretty slow Antlion fight.
Yeah. Cecil doesn't really have a great way to get around Antlion's counter. And unfortunately, cover does not stop the counter attacks.
Right. Even though they use like a physical damage formula, they are a magical attack. So I think.
Yeah.
So he can't cover for them.
No.
That was a. Was that the other Mylon? So that was Mylon and Friends?
Yes, that is Mylon and Friends at the top of the tower.
Yeah. A cute thing about the Pixel remaster of this game is that the Antlion counterattack will be blocked. It actually will be blocked by the blink spell, or illusions, or Edge's appropriate ninja magic. But I don't think it actually consumes a stack of it, like because of the weird magic physical dichotomy thing that it has going on.
That is wonderful.
Can we have that, Boardface? Can we have that pre-enterprise?
Please? Yes. I would love that.
It would be very nice. I do like Pyre here, by the way, doing the pan check first, even though there is a Feymarch freebie. If this plus the 2 Sheila checks give 10 key items, your Sirens immediately become much more valuable. Dwarf Castles, loads of XP becomes extremely useful, and it may set you up to be able to single dip Feymarch and that's always a good feeling.
Yeah. Not a key item from the Sylphs, but we're not going to complain about a Masamune. If Edge if there was any question about Edge staying on the team before, it is gone.
Yeah, Masamune and Ninja Sword, you very seldom see. My Edges are always starving, so this one is eating good on this seed. He will not be leaving the team. Absolutely.
Yeah, unfortunately for Plumeria, this Cecil is having trouble covering for the rest of the team. He's taking a lot of damage from these hits.
Oh, he still had a crossbow equipped even. I guess just forgot to actually equip.
Ooh, yeah.
Because if there's no armor on, that diamond shield may not do quite enough on its own. Oh, Cecil's also just level 1?
Yes, this is also a level 1 Cecil. It's not great.
Yeah, Rydia would have probably been a little more helpful for the team here.
We did get a Protect Ring from Sheila 1 and a Spoon from Sheila 2. So little dose of vanilla there, another objective complete, but we have not quite hit that 10th key item.
Yeah, but we are in Darkness Crystal Go mode, so if we see it, boom, we're at 10, and all we have left is to grind and clean up our remaining bosses.
Ow. Well, yeah, we just need the Darkness Crystal. Great.
So, Pyre here, we do know Sealed Cave is an objective, and it's lying down to Tamra. I would still be a little tempted to peek the Feymarch freebie first, even though you're probably just going to not double dip it at this point. Just because if that's Darkness Crystal, and you get stymied in the Sealed Cave, you're going to end up being real mad at yourself.
Yeah. And if you don't do... And if it's not Darkness Crystal, you can just leave and not worry about the Feymarch bosses until later, because no one's going to do the Feymarch bosses early, and...
Yeah, unless they're like extremely free.
Unless they're very... Yes. Unless they're very, very free, those are going to be everyone's last check. If they get made at all, because they're only getting made if it's Darkness Crystal.
Yeah. Plumeria here is still in a little bit of a pickle. I think, again, this was a situation where because of how much you did in the overworld, you're, like, I'm just theorizing what's going on in PlumeriaKnight's mind here. Looks at the timer. Oh no, I'm on the hook route. We're already past the 50-minute mark. I can't spend any more time. I've got to get down here. I'm so far behind. But you really need to take a moment and think, I did Cave Magnus. I did Tower of Zod. I did Baron Castle and Basement. Don't panic because of your timer. Think about what your team needs to make this fight a lot more reasonable, and save that time on the back end by actually getting your Cecil online on the front end.
Yeah, we've spent... It's not like all that extra time getting to this hook route was wasted.
Yeah.
We got so many other things done on the overworld to the point where Plumeria is also in Darkness Crystal Go mode. It's get underground, find the Darkness Crystal, and then go.
Pyre saving at the bottom of Sealed Cave. We'll soon know what the item is. Again, it's an objective anyway, so he's probably in it to win it down here. regardless of what the item or boss are. Slowly but surely, we're upgrading our Black Mage over the course of the seed.
Yep. There's that Stardust Rod. Still not a 10th key item. And,
Dark Elf here. Yeah, you wouldn't think it'd be a problem, but again, the team has some agility issues due to the cane anchor.
I'm not scared of the Dark Elf, except for the fact that he's gonna get these weak spells and turning people into pigs and all that off really fast.
What are we looking for here? That is remarkably cruel board face AI. Not only did it weaken and kill the heavy hitter, even turned him into a pig so that you cannot insta-zerk him.
Yup.
Might want to just take the reset here.
Yeah, I'd want to just say, you know what, no thanks. I'll do something else.
And our tracker Scythe Marshal pointing out something in chat. Go ahead though.
Yeah. And like, you know that this is an objective, but it's not going to be any progression.
Yeah.
So you can come back here and do this whenever you want.
Or you could even get lucky and, you know, get another objective to do. I mean, I think Pyre can handle this. It's just I might have taken a quick reset when Dark Elf decided to go all in on Edge at the start. And Scythe pointing out in chat that Edge here is rocking that ninja shirt, extremely high physical evasion. And honestly, just parrying here can probably do an okay job. Yeah, we're seeing the whiffs by Antlion. 1 damage whiff. That maybe trying to keep Cecil up is not the game plan here. Just let your actual armored and leveled characters handle this fight.
Yeah, Edge is handling this just fine, and Kane is doing the damage, spending most of his time in the air.
Pyre has transformed the elf, showing that the dragon form doesn't have the boss bit, throws a stop on it. We'll see how long that lasts. And Edge is carving away, so we'll be through pretty quickly.
Pyre also opting to knock Rydia down at this point.
You know, Darkness Crystal gives 10 key items, and we have at least 1 Siren. It shouldn't take too much effort to get her 5 levels behind the median.
Yeah. Is going to have to get her right back up, though, to get out of here.
The PlumeriaKnight situation is getting more and more fraught by the moment. I believe he has a Cure 3 sitting around. Yeah. I think I would be about ready to use it on that edge.
I would be willing to use it on that edge. Cure 1 will help a little.
No.
Hey, that's like 1 whole hit. There we go.
Okay. Much less terrifying now.
Yes. The stack of life potions is disappearing, but that's fine. We can buy more.
Yeah, we know where they are.
Pyre is taking his piggy party, well, partially piggy party, I suppose, down to the Feymarch to see what is in this Feymarch freebie.
This seed has provided us with an inordinate amount of time spent walking as pigs. It's pretty delightful.
Yes. I am very happy with the amount of pigs that we're getting.
Yep,
and
there's your go mode.
It's the Darkness Crystal, it's just there. That's go mode.
Yeah, so 10 key items, grinds will be speedy. Hey, there's exit doors. Those would have been nice earlier.
Yep, we're in go mode. We have 10 key items. We have everything we need. Pyre is leaving because there's no reason to check on these bosses that are down here.
Yeah, but the good news for PlumeriaKnight is the Antlion is dead. I
Huzzah.
think the big thing that, let's see, PlumeriaKnight will also be at 10 after doing Sheila and Feymarch. Plumeria here needs to not go to Sealed Cave. Needs to
Yes.
take the freebies, get to go mode, and then in doing the moon objectives, ideally find a different sixth one to do. Maybe if you find the pass and the adamant, you're very happy. If you find the pink tail in the pass, you're very happy. But just needs to not go to Sealed Cave. If Plumeria goes to Sealed Cave here, very much Pyre's race to lose.
Yeah.
And yeah, Twitch chat has it right. Pyre did hit the pitfall at 5130. So the party setup on Pyre's side for that Antlion, much more efficient. And Plumeria is going to have to make a play to make up for it.
And fortunately, as long as he goes for his freebies, it's going to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, yeah. So is doing the pan, will get the spoon for 9.
Yep. This might be doing this bonk first and then heading to the Feymarch, but I can't imagine Plumeria is going to go for Feymarch bosses immediately.
Yeah. And is Pyre going to do any team transferences, or is he happy with the party? I think I'd be pretty darn happy with this party.
Be pretty happy as well. I might peek the altar on the moon just in case.
Does have to hunt those life pots, though.
Yes, we do need to find those. No, Massidia is not the life potion shop. Massidia is the Cure 2 shop.
Okay, this is really good for Plumeria. Okay.
Yes. Plumeria is going to find that darkness crystal. Hopefully does go quickly turn in Sheila before doing the grind. I can't imagine that you would skip Sheila at 9 key items.
Right, especially, it's not just Sheila, it's Sheila 1 and 2, so
yes,
2
this is
K-mains.
Two very, very quick K-main checks that you have already set up. You're at 9 key items in go mode.
Yeah.
It's...
The big danger is Plumeria deciding to go to Sealed Cave before doing grind, before going moon even.
Is going to take a peek at these bosses. I don't hate it. Mega Sisters and Dark Imps? No.
Yeah, I mean, if we had Rydia, we would have a... I mean, and also if Porum knows Mini, like, the imps are doable, but you shouldn't. Like,
No.
you can, but you shouldn't.
you really shouldn't. They are very fast.
Yeah.
And they hurt.
Pyre here, did Pyre do the manipulation to set up the grind, or did he just go right in?
I think Pyre just went right in.
Okay. Yeah, Alexa in the Twitch chat asking what's Pyre doing, Mac Giants shenanigans or something. Mac Giants are the probably the #1 grind people are doing in this flag set, and there are step charts to help you find that elusive encounter before coming to the giant. And yeah, Pyre set it up, and this first encounter should be a lone searcher, and there it is.
Okay, so did do the manip. This searcher doesn't look super threatening, but it will summon Mac Giants, which are a decently high experience fight here in the Giant. They have weak to... they are machines, they are giants, so any weapons that we have, like that Thunderclaw or the Ogre Axe, will do quadruple damage to them. And all they do is punch, so if we throw Blinks up, we're perfectly safe.
Yep. They have about 8,500 hit points. And careful there, Pyre. 8,500 hit points, and if you slow them, the Searcher doesn't summon a new one. It just simply calls the same one back each time. So you can even stack slow stacks on it, and it'll still be there when it brings the new one out. And this team should be able to do 8,500 on a rotation, especially if we're bringing in jumps and power punches. And that's what you got to worry about.
Yeah, we killed the Searcher too fast.
Yeah. Your team is in the mid-30s. You're doing quadruple damage. Don't queue everything up. You want to try to get, extra life glitches in. Quick rundown of life glitches. If an enemy without the boss bit dies and you throw a life potion on it, revives with 0 health, instantly dies again in the code, you get an extra helping of XP. So Pyre did a great job setting it up, but did not realize his own power.
Yeah, and that actually really opens up this window for Plumeria, who has just took an egg in the underground to set up a slingshot on Porum, is going to go swap out Peridia, I expect, and then is going to be right there with Pyre heading into the Mac Giants, just down that sealed cave objective.
Yeah, so it's still advantage to Pyre, but from exciting race perspective, it's nice to see some time given back to Plumeria. And again, the big thing that I want to see Plumeria do is go to the moon. Don't go back to Sealed Cave. We need to find pass and other objectives on the moon. Fingers crossed. I mean, I'm not rooting against Pyre. I'm just saying I want a close photo finish.
Yes, of course.
Well, okay, not a tie, though. The admins hate ties, no, y'all.
No, we want them to finish somewhere between 30 seconds and 1 minute apart, please.
Okay. That's what I wish for them. Between 30 seconds and 1 minute.
Maybe they can be a little bit closer, but no tie.
Is ditching the Yang here, wants to have the Cecil around for covering, even though Cecil doesn't have really good weaponry. Did PlumeriaKnight buy a second Ogre Axe down underground at any point? Or down the hook route even?
No. Maybe, I think might have sold one of the Thunderclaws, so he doesn't have the claw for both Edge and Yang.
And in fact, is not going for a grind, is going directly Moon. This is the gamble that PlumeriaKnight's making.
This might just be a character play?
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, why'd you take the Rydia then if you're not going to grind?
Because there's a character here and maybe we like them better than Rydia. Or Porum.
Yeah.
It's just Rydia. Well, unfortunately, we can't have 2 Rydias on this flag set, so
yeah, it does reset there, so is going to be forced to sit through that cutscene a second time. Meanwhile, Pyre looks to be taking this fight a little more gingerly. Let's not accidentally kill our Searcher this time.
Yes, that would be bad. We already did that once. Pyre might be feeling a little behind from doing that. We're gonna be a little slow, and that's okay. We're gonna get all of that wonderful experience.
It looks like it's back. Yeah. RPG Limit Break looks to be back up. Do you have our Discord stream for us? Cool.
Just in time for Pyre to, looks like, finish up his Mac Giant.
It doesn't take a lot when you're at 10 key items and you're slingshotting your mages. Even a baby Rydia will only need like a 4+4, and then they get 4 kills, 4 life glitches, then that's multiplied by 4 because of the slingshot and the 10 key items. And that's 32 Mac Giants. That's all you need.
Yep.
So yeah, y'all missed the what some folks think is the least interesting part of the seed. I think Mac Giant grinds are very interesting. I like seeing how runners organize their teams, how they work to get extra life glitches in, what their rotation is. I like seeing terrible damage rolls by Kane with a poison axe. So I love them. Uh, but yeah, very quick grind from Pyre.
Yep, that whole team is already up into the 40s. And critically, 51 for Rydia, and I think just enough on Porum as well.
Yeah, looks to be doing the moon top down in order. This makes perfect sense. If you do, like we were talking about, what would have been good news for PlumeriaKnight, if you get the pass from one of these spots and the pink tail or the adamant rock from the other, yeah, great. You don't have to go that deep in the moon. You get to stop at floor 3, basically. So
Yeah, but in this situation, this makes perfect sense. We don't have the pass, so Pyre's just going to be knocking out these objectives, heading down to the White Spear last. Once he takes the White Spear altar, he can go ahead, drop a save real quick, and head right down to Zeromus.
and for our first fight, well, we have Quake on Rydia.
Yeah. We also have Leviathan.
Yeah.
Either of those will work.
And the dolls are being rather friendly here, because they are extremely punchy at this location, and that Rydia is in the front row. There we go. That's what I was expecting to happen.
Yeah, that was very nice of them to punch other people instead.
But Leviathan comes out, should kill all 6, right?
Yeah, no, there's no risk of that at this spot.
What does Rydia have on her other than the Stardust Rod?
I don't know.
Hey, would you like an even bigger AoE?
Yeah, would you like a vanilla reward?
I mean, honestly, yeah, I would be surprised. I will be very surprised if Pyre actually activates that orb.
Yeah, it's really only useful for the next 2 fights. And even then, what AoE bosses do we have left? Like, the Kaipo guards? The Baron guards, maybe the D-Lunars?
Because we know the Dark Imps are back underground in the Fame Arch now.
Yes. And we saw Mylon and friends up at the top of tower.
And this grind going very smoothly for PlumeriaKnight as well, but it's amazing what little things can really change the course of a seed. And in this case, it was absolutely Pyre turning down Cecil while Plumeria took him. Pyre immediately had a Rydia who could piggy the team to enable the Golbez fight, whereas Plumeria had to go do a little bit of swapsies at the Tower of Wishes. And then on that hook route, that Antlion fight, I think if Cecil had levels, it would have been really good for PlumeriaKnight, but Pyre instead had a well-leveled Rydia with Leviathan, who was able to dish out thousands of damage for his team.
Yeah, no, I think that ended up being a lot of the difference between our 2 runners.
Yeah.
Because other than that little bit of difference, these have both been really phenomenal showings from both of them.
Oh yeah, both of them have done exactly what they needed to do. They've made wise decisions in their combats. They've made sure to accrue the tools along the way for
oh hey,
for
look,
their
it's
grind.
it's a boss where Bahamut would be useful.
Also, cheeky second grind here. You want to do some Life 2 shenanigans with the officer? No. No, you don't.
No. We are casting Fatal on the officer, though.
Being a little greedy here. I mean, I don't hate it. We're at 10 key items, and a life glitch will go even a longer way here.
I mean, this is a Kane hero. We could use a few extra levels.
Yeah, with fast anchors, erring on the side of caution is not incorrect. Yeah, Yeah, 594,000 XP for Plumeria. Of course, on the Porum and the Rydia, that'll be doubled. So they will be ready to go at this point.
Yep. Maria's got all the levels he needs. Now, does he go for Sealed Cave or does he go for this moon?
Yeah, I mean, we know at this point that it's probably a sealed deal at this point, but I would definitely have wanted to see a moon play here.
Yeah, it looks like we are going for a Sealed Cave, and yeah, that tower key is not going to really help.
Yeah. So we will see Plumeria go to Sealed Cave. Should be a faster fight for him than it was for Pyre, of course, given having all levels in existence.
Yeah, turns out Dark Elf doesn't like when your characters have a lot of levels.
And also, I mean, we did see Pyre cast the stop spell on the dragon form. It will also not appreciate Rydia knowing the weak spell either.
Yeah, Dark Elf doesn't like the weak spell.
But yeah, one boss fight to go for Pyre. Whatever is down here at the Vanilla White Spear altar.
I'm trying to think of what we could have here that would pose any sort of inconvenience to Pyre's team.
I don't think there is anything at this point. The Alt Gauntlet was already in
Gauntlet's
Baronet.
gone. Golbez is gone.
Valvalis is not a threat when you have these levels.
No. Can't be a cheeky wyvern with an annoying witchburn, because that's gone. There's just not much here that's going to be scary.
Yeah. Even Plague is already accounted for. Not that Plague is actually sometimes a little annoying if you have a high level team, because if you're trying to kill one of your characters to revive them.
There is Demist.
Yeah. But Pyre has the spoon. Plumeria threw it at an egg, but I think Pyre still has it. So
I'm pretty sure Pyre still has it, so even that's not that bad. And yeah, oh good, it's calamari.
Yeah.
But this is fine.
Are we gonna see Nuke or Lightning 3? Nuke. Okay.
Nuke.
The one of the things about the Sea Hero Seeds is that they do slightly enable the slower spells that hit weaknesses, just because you're using more ticks in combat generally anyway. But this really is loaded, so 9100, you don't need to hit a weakness.
No. Unfortunately, we get too close to the damage cap with Nuke already. So
I know that there are ROM hacks for FF4 that increase the damage cap to like the next power of 2 after the quad 9s. I wonder. That might be a fun wacky flag to suggest.
yeah. And that is a package and a crystal for Pyre. Pyre has completed 6 objectives, is ready to head into the Zeromus fight.
Yeah. We're gonna get swag walk. No swag walk. No swag walk. Dang.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to play it a little bit safe.
Oh, and that's a cute little thing. Gonna use that dwarf axe we mentioned from very early in the seed.
Yeah, let's knock Kane's agility down a little bit, because he isn't right at a breakpoint for Zeromus, so we'll bring her down. We'll bring him down to 33 instead of 38 agility.
You might be getting a little too cute with it though, bothering with the dragon whip on Rydia to get her up a breakpoint. Like, just remember to change it back to the Stardust Rod, I guess. But
Listen, it's important to make sure Rydia actually gets a good number of turns.
Yeah. Chat making out chat pointing out that in spite of the early Legend Sword, yet another Forgeless Seed.
Yeah, no adamant to be seen.
I am still wondering if there's a vanilla D mist. Maybe
We
it has the
have
adamant
seen
rock.
no evidence to the contrary.
When we're interviewing our runners, we won't lie to them. Yeah, Vanilla D Mist had the adamant rock, and there's an Abel's lance over there.
Yeah, the other runner did that.
Just see if I can make them both feel real bad about their choice. I'm not that mean. If this were a jank stream instead of an official restream, I'd consider it. But let's be nice.
It would give them a scare, and then they'd see the spoiler log.
Yep. And of course, we jazz up Zeromus. We give him a fresh coat of paint each seed. Would you care to do the honors, Xenocat?
Yeah, we have a question we like to ask, and that question is, whose butt are we gonna kick tonight?
Crystal Throne, Zerk Cast. No silk webs found this seed.
No?
But we are zerking the speediest speedster. That's really cute. IOU1Z, signed SK for Scala Kitty. Scala Kitty, of course, the emeritus artist for the free enterprise community, and frequently when Z would do initial sketches of emotes for people, would do them on little post-it notes. I have seen many a collection of them at speedrunning conventions, and thus having the sketched out Zeromus on a little yellow post-it note, quite darling, quite darling.
Yeah. Did look like Pyre has left the Dwarf Axe on for that first swing, and that looks like Pyre also left the Dragon Whip on.
Oh, you don't have to reset over it, though. You were fine.
Porum was also dead.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was too busy staring into the beautiful post-it note. My bad.
Yeah, Porum took the first counter nuke, and that was not ideal.
In that case, I do like the reset here. It's one of those things where you realize, one, I forgot my agility manip gear. Two, it's 1,000 times easier if this counter nuke just hits any one of the teammates.
Anyone that's not named Porum, yes.
Yeah.
Would be great.
Now, I would be stubborn, and I would try to recover, and I would lose 2 to 3 minutes doing it. So very stand-up of Pyre to realize, wait, no. Mulligan.
Pyre also has a very, very limited number of life potions.
Right, yeah.
I think he has maybe 3 left. And had already used one to get Porum back up.
Yeah. That is kind of funny that the, we did see Plumeria buy the huge stack of life potions, had to burn through so many of them in the Antlion fight, and Pyre never bought any, but the seed was nice enough to give 10 key items before the grind, so you only really needed, 4 Mac Giants.
Yeah. Pyre headed back in for take 2 on this Zeromus. Plumeria finished up Cape Bahamut, is now headed into the moon for the Murasame altar probably, and then down to the White Spear altar.
Yeah.
Still probably a couple wipes behind, but is making that progress.
Yeah, I will note that the only agility manipulation gear we have on Porum is a ninja hat. There's no heroin robe in play here. So, and there's no silk webs either. So although Pyre's team is strong, the combination of the hero agility with Kane as the anchor and the lack of, speedy items and the shortage of life potions, we could see extra wipes here. So it ain't over yet.
Absolutely, especially since that Porum still has only 1,700 hit points. That's not a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the Protect Ring and the Life Staff are doing some good things for her stats, but, I mean, the big bangs can roll up to 2,700 on certain ones, so...
Now, all that Zeromus needs to do to defeat the party is just roll well on Porum.
Yeah. Much better targeting this time. bounces off a wall on Rydia. It will not surprise me if we see Porum take time to cast Slow here. No, we are getting more Zerks set up instead. Slow on Zeromus does last throughout the fight, even with the HP refill and everything. Black Hole will remove any buffs you have on your team, but it doesn't remove that one debuff on Zeromus, as was once thought.
Yeah, I don't hate getting that Yang Berserked here, just because Yang will do a pretty decent amount of damage.
Yeah.
But I would like to see some slows come out.
Kane not Zerked, doing a manual fight command. I don't know if Pyre has leftover curatives hanging around, any cure 3s or elixirs or anything. And does Pyre's really we didn't see an Asura summon either. Asura would be shockingly good here.
Yeah, I don't think we have that Asura summon.
Okay, it was a multi-target cure 4, so.
That's fine. That'll cover everyone but Rydia.
Yeah.
And Rydia's just kind of here to do some nukes until she falls over.
Yeah, and with the Ninja Blade Masamune damage from Edge, the team has no shortage of it. It's just, again, what happens if your White Mage falls here?
Yeah. I guess we hope that doesn't happen.
It's actually going for a Holy Cast for more damage here.
I think we tipped, so this is fine.
Yeah. We should be seeing another shake in a couple moments.
Yeah, and Kane with the Okarax is not a great Zerker, so I can definitely see just leaving him hanging out not Zerked, especially just in case that Porum goes down.
Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, one late wipe in this fight will even the runners up. Plumeria here at his final boss fight as well. Made clean work of everything en route to the Zeromus land.
Yeah, didn't get greedy on the Kaipo guards, just one Quake to wipe out the little ones and the big one ran away. Here comes a big bang. Pyre has one life potion.
Ooh. Well, we know where it's getting used. Oh my goodness, Porum survived.
Porum is fine. Everything's fine. She had 70 extra hit points.
That right there may have determined everything. That one good dodge roll by Porum may have just completely saved Pyre here. And then she gets the Cure 4 off in plenty of time. Here's a black hole. That's annoying, but we'll be fine. Again, I think Pyre still has that spoon kicking around. We have to be close to the finale.
Yeah, we got. Yep, and there it goes. We're good. We're bringing it out now.
Nuke hitting Yang, very good for Pyre. If we tip into Meteo now, Porum will probably dodge at least one of the first two, and can survive the other even if she does. Yep, there's rocks.
Yep, there's the rocks. It's gonna hit someone. That's everyone but Porum. Great.
Yep. So Kane can survive two of them, of course. Still.
And that is GG's.
That's GG's. Very smooth. Well done, Pyre. Advances to 3-0 in the Yellow Dragon group. And PlumeriaKnight played so well. Just that antline. We've had so many nasty hook bosses in this tournament, and this one just slowed down Plumeria just enough to give Pyre the advantage tonight.
Yeah, while we're seeing about getting Pyre in here for an interview, we do have Plumeria taking on the Riven Room for a little extra experience, and it's the Baron Guards. Nice freebie here.
Yeah, maybe that at this point, because this was, of course, 10 minutes ago with delay, Plumeria may have already seen a dot done and decided, well, let's see what we can find here. I've taken the L. Let's see if there's anything fun to mess around with. Or it could just want the extra levels. 200,000, nothing to sneeze at.
But it does sound like we are now joined by Pyre. GG's.
GG's, thank you.
I honestly am not sure what to ask because the seed was so directive in how it sent both you and Plumeria nearly the exact same route. And nearly everything you saw, you handled admirably. What's something where you did something clever in a fight that you thought, haha, this is going to give me a little advantage. I'm glad I thought of this.
Well, the biggest one was keeping Rydia, that antlion right there, even though she got knocked down a couple times. Because black mages have bitten me in the past pretty hard when I just go full Zerkers, even though I could have handled it fine. I think that making sure to keep her around was pretty a good call for the seed.
Yeah, not that you had a choice early on, but she gave you the warp to not have to take the longest way out of Magnus. She gave you Piggy for the Golbez fight. So yeah, Rydia actually doing a whole lot of utility work this seed, it seems.
Oh yeah, she without her it would have been quite a bit slower, even with my oopsies.
Yeah, we did end up seeing Plumeria ditching that Rydia, and I think it ended up delaying him about 10 minutes getting underground.
Yeah, I could see that. Because having to hoof it out. I don't know if he for her. No, I don't think so. But yeah.
It was just a series of bosses that really liked Rydia. Or really did not like Rydia, I guess.
Yeah, it could have been easily have gone the other way with the other rude bosses that Rydia wouldn't have been able to do anything with.
So with this, it appears, again, unless there's something weird with the scheduling I don't know about, you'll be facing off with the winner of McBain versus Boney C later this weekend. Have you scoped out either of your prospective opponents? Any thoughts on what you may or may not need to do in week 4?
Not yet. Because I wasn't exactly sure how it was gonna swing together, and I haven't been really paying attention to the brackets or the standings because I've been a bit busy. But typically, I just play my game because if I try to do something different based on somebody else, I usually go a lot slower. So I find if I just do my game, I do pretty well.
Cool.
And also I need to learn how to not autopilot my way into a wall, especially on Mech Giant grinds.
Yeah, you were probably a little stronger there than you're used to being on your Mac Giant grinds. We saw you take down that alert just because your character, like, why am I doing 6,000 damage to everything? That's not a commonplace thing. But you recovered so nicely, you found the fight again. You only needed, 4 of them because of the 10 key items and the slingshot. So very, very smoothly done.
Thank you.
Xenocat, any final questions for Pyre? I'm about tapped out.
I'm feeling pretty good here. Any final thoughts before we let you go, Pyre?
Nope, pretty close. A good game with Plumeria as always. He's always a good person to play against because we're typically pretty close. And wish him luck the rest of the tourney as well. And we may run into each other again. But thanks for having me on. I'm going to go relax on my Friday night.
Hey, GG's. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, thank you. Bye.
And I will say... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, we did see in that item spoiler log roll that's going on Pyre's side, the Adamant Rock was just sitting in that Feymarch behind those Dark Imps.
Oh, really? So if you had taken... Rydia could have one-shot them with Odin if you got lucky. Or, Toad also a fine option. Leviathan shoots through their HP if you can get through them. And when PK was down there, did have a Cecil. You could have done cover strats and maybe cast Mini with Porum. I'm not sure if she knew that spell yet, but there were options to get that Forge online. Meanwhile, though, we do see that PlumeriaKnight has definitely shortened the distance. Like you said, over 10-minute difference getting underground, but looking to be only 6 or 7 minutes behind on the Z fight. So routing after the fact paid off really nicely.
Oh, absolutely. The much faster Dark Elf fight and saving time getting through that Mac Giant grind definitely helped. And alas, the pink tail was at the Crystal Sword altar, so we were not going to be seeing that one.
Dang. I wonder how the seed changes if someone does like take the gamble on the Dark Imps and gets that. Like Abel's Lance does so much. One of the most broken weapons, if not the most broken weapon in the game. Forget the Lightbringer. That's the one I want on a seed.
Yes, absolutely. And even if we don't get the Abel's Lance, the Gigant Axe and the Piggy Stick are both fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially since Cecil can use both of those. But the nukes are flying. Lots of damage coming out here for Plumeria. Has a bit more health on this party, although I think that Porum is not going to have a great time.
Ow.
Well, I was gonna say we hadn't healed, so it doesn't matter, but then she took 2,200 damage.
It wouldn't have mattered if you had healed. But can we get a couple Meteor dodges here? This is looking a little scary.
Okay, Cecil dodges. That's 4,000 from Edge. Kane's in the air, so he's fine. 4,000 from him. We just need Edge to hit like one more time.
That should do it. Okay, it's crumbling. Okay.
It takes a little second for it to visually show up. But
yeah, I love it when a runner kills it with a spell, because it's so easy for us in commentary to see that the spell name has not gone away.
Yeah,
when it's a physical attack, you're like, are we okay? Are we okay?
Yeah. GG's, Plumeria.
Thank you. Heck of a race.
Yeah, fundamentally, it's amazing what that race turned on, because I think you made a really reasonable decision to swap Iridia for Cecil when you saw him in Baron Castle, because you had damage in the form of Edge. If you want Iridia back later, this lets her fall 5 levels behind to get slingshotted. But then Golbez, and then Antlion. What was your thought process while you were running into those bosses in that moment?
Well, Golbez was, I could try to win a 50-50. Didn't win it, so went to just get the guaranteed way through that fight. Unfortunately, it was an objective, so it's not something you can just do later. It's not going to be any faster. So I had to go get Iridia, but I could just leave her there, so no big deal. But then the Antlion, and I was like, I can Zerk through this, right? No, couldn't quite do it. So that was a bit unfortunate, but that's where just there's so many different situations you can run into in this. The randomizer just makes it that much more fun. And now I know.
Yeah, honestly, like watching your Antlion fight, it was really impressive how you managed to ended up boiling down to just Edge, you just tank on the floor and Kane jumping in the air will do the damage, and that ended up working out decently well.
Yeah, I just had to jump 25 times with Kane or something like that.
Yeah, not ideal.
No problem.
It works.
But yeah, I definitely knew that the race was gonna hinge on that if Pyre didn't abandon Iridia. It was not going to be good for me because of how linear the seed, unless he skipped Cave Magnus, which I don't think you do in this situation.
No.
So.
No. You ended up saving time after the hook route compared to Pyre.
Small victories, though.
Yes. Pyre dove Sealed Cave a little earlier than you did, and Dark Elf down there was a bit rough pre-grind, but...
yeah, getting weak for Iridia. Was good. Did anyone notice what happened during that fight for me? Did something unusual happen?
During the Dark Elf fight, not so much. Because we were at the same time you were doing the Dark Elf fight, Pyre was doing the moon fights, and we were hoping to see something in one of the moon boxes that would help you catch up and close that gap. And it was, well, you saw what items the moon had to offer for your objective locations. Yeah.
A Bahamut orb. No, but So Porum I was casting white. She got piggied. So I healed her with a heal potion. And her sprite glitched out. It looked like it was Golbez or something. And then she didn't cast white, and her turn came up after Edge finished off the Dark Elf. It was very strange.
Huh, cool.
So,
I wonder what happened
something to
there.
check out.
Yes.
Way to find that. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. You may have unlocked the secret to playable Golbez.
Oh, no.
Hooray! For a brief moment.
Yeah.
Well, GG's again, though. I mean, you played the seed admirably. You made a perfectly reasonable choice. The game just threw a boss at you that punished it in the worst possible way. Two bosses who punished it in the worst possible way that you could have been punished. And I don't think you should ever feel bad about that, because, the next time it'll be a seed where, oh, dang, I should have taken the Cecil. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, it can be either or. So, thanks a lot for the restream. I can't wait to watch it back and learn some new things. And GG to Pyre. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yep. GG's once again, Plumeria, and thank you for putting on a wonderful show for us.
All right, thanks all. Take care.
Have a good night. Well, that was a good race, and we do have a lot more Zemus Zone 6 action this weekend. What do we have going on tomorrow on the 3rd?
Well, there's one more race tonight. It's not on Restream, but we have Garen versus Decker starting in just a few minutes, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Tomorrow we've got Poitrak versus Golden Shocker on our free Enterprise channel at 6 p.m. Eastern. Looks like that's the only restreamed race, but there's a whole host of other races happening on the runners' individual channels to check out, and we always have races popping up, so if you are not a member of the Discord, join the Discord. The link is real easy. It's just discord.gg/ff4fe.
Nice. Y'all got the custom one. Well done.
Yes, we did.
Well, Xenocat, that was a lot of fun. Always a pleasure doing comms with you. Again, big shout outs to our tracker, Scythe Marshall, and our restreamer, Alicel, for letting us put on the show for y'all. Yeah, Xenocat, you got the last words.
Take care, folks, and pleasure as always comming with you and Ben.